We're on to the next, and this is something very unique. For one, it's the first time in the kosher market. Number two, Riesling is something that most people don't know about. They look at it as another white wine, but Riesling is the wine, I would say it's the white wine for snobby wine drinkers.
Yes.
It's like the
Sophisticated.
It's like the Pinot Noir and the white wines.
That's right. So the reason we're starting with Riesling is we like to eat a little bit here. With Moishe, you got to give him food.
So we actually ordered Chinese to pair it up because Riesling holds against a little sweeter or spicier food.
That's right.
Because of the crisp and the acidity. And the nose on this is very, I would say it's stony, and I love that smell.
Yeah,
why? Because
so you have to remember,
vines go through these little rocks.
Right, and don't forget that they're all very sloped. In fact,
I wasn't there. I was supposed to go.
Yeah, so even when so the beauty about Germany, they can't use tractors. They're really sloped mountains. You have people who have they have it down pat like a science, as all German engineering does.
If they wouldn't be on time, they wouldn't win.
No. But they are on time. That's the key. And they have really, it was so impressive to see how they work on these steep mountains. They have special shoes. They have special tanks to hold them, and they have it down.
That's how steep it is. What does the steep mountains help?
Well, the way
sun from all over.
Yes. So there are certain vineyards that it's literally facing the sun, so that the fact that it is, you're going to get nice diurnal variations. Very hot days and when it's really warm, and very cold nights.
The nose is so beautiful. Gasoline also.
Petrol.
Is that a good thing?
Yes. Yes, that is signature. If you have a blind taste, you smell that, you know it's Riesling from Germany,
so
100%. That's the trick. It has that petrol kerosene smell.
Very strong.
Very.
I love it.
This comes from the Schars Hofsberg vineyard, which is an award-winning vineyard, especially for Van Havel. That vineyard is a prize vineyard. 100 points, multiple years.
How did you really get into one of the best Rieslings in Germany?
I'll tell you, you're not going to believe it. They tried to bring it in, and they were having a lot of arguments with, they didn't know how to sell it because they didn't understand the kosher market. Now, you're going to think I'm lying to you, and I told this to you last time.
You told me the story about, I remember
something
about a doctor.
Same specialty as me. He's also a urologist.
Okay, I remember.
And he said he's a very famous urologist, and so he has all these winemakers as his patients. He lives in the Mosel next to next to the owner of this vineyard.
So how did you know him?
One time I'm in a conference, a urology conference.
We're here in the States.
No, in California. We went for the American Urological Association. Bumped into him.
And you talked about wine.
He showed me with the kippah, the
You can speak Yiddish, a little German.
His mother, may she live and be well, lives in Borough Park, and she's 90 years old. And he started this Geffen HaShalom. That's his insignia, which is basically like to create better relationships between the Jews and the Germans and Israel and Germany. And they have each winery has a sister.
So they only make Riesling?
They make Riesling and the Silvaner.
Ah, yeah, we tried it. We'll talk about this.
We'll talk about it in a minute. But he makes 3 levels. He made Nick Weiss. He made the Van Havels.
I love this smell that I don't want to drink it.
It's really beautiful. You're getting, everything you want in a beautiful Riesling. Honeysuckle, you're getting, key lime notes, getting that petrol. You're really getting a lot of the aromatics.
It's so powerful that you can drink it after reds, certain reds.
Now, I'll tell you something else. If you cool this too cold, you don't get the same notes. You should try it at home. When it's cold, it blunts it. It's actually better served a little bit colder than room temperature.
It's like a fruit salad in the freezer.
That's right.
You need to get all the taste.
And it goes great with this food. Turkey and Chinese, Thai food, that's what it is.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is really, from all your whites and everything, this is my favorite.
What's nice about this one, you can really tell the difference. Even though it's a little more pricier, it really has the elegance of the Riesling, and it has the acidity as the lower level.
This is unique.
Yeah, it's very unique. It's very different. But it's not. It doesn't matter who the winemaker is. That's the point. This is a function of where it is in the world.
Like Burgundy.
Yeah. Best Pinot, Burgundy. The best Riesling, Germany.
I guess I have one thing in common with you. We love the Germans.
Yeah.
We're continuing the relationship that Ralph has with Geffen HaShalom.
Yeah.
The doctor, and we're going on. Okay, so what's the story with this one? Because people are asking me, shape of the bottle.
Okay, so
people think it's a Riesling.
It's So the grape is very similar. The grape is similar, but it's more for easier drinking. You'll see it doesn't have the complexity. But Franken, this is where Mosel is here, Franken is here. So they're like sisters.
So this is the Pinot Grigio of Germany?
Yeah.
So there's no Pinot Grigio grown in Germany? Okay, so that
This
makes
is
more
their
sense.
this is their bulk wine.
Uh-huh.
And it comes from the area.
Why the shape of the bottle?
That's how it was for hundreds of years.
So they want to continue the
Tradition.
tradition. Okay, I love it. It's different. Let's try it again. So what's the name of the actual grape? What is it called?
Silvaner.
Silvaner. And the closest thing is
And
Pinot.
the bottle can also age, meaning so
It can also age?
yeah, it ranges
Like
between
Chardonnay?
like a 3 to 5 year period.
Okay.
Like
But
Riesling,
what happens?
the Riesling we just had can age 15 years.
Yeah, okay.
But this one is more for easier drinking. It's not as complex. You're not getting,
it's $30.
but even for the grape
And you
itself.
learn about a new grape.
That's right. And it's easy to.
Let's try it.
It's easy to easy to buy, easy to get. It's not very pricey, and it's a beautiful, beautiful. Wine enthusiast just wrote an article why Silvaner should be the drink of the summer.
It's very like American. There's no history.
Very easy drinking, but it's still made with the same type of passion that the Germans know how
when
to
you
do.
taste it, you have the acidity like a little bit like a Sauvignon Blanc. I can't say, but there's, you feel it's not a Chardonnay. It's not
For
like
sure not. You don't have, and there's no butterness to this.
So
There's no
I
malolactic.
think we shouldn't compare it to any grape.
No, it's a
'Cause I
Silvaner.
wouldn't- Yeah.
If somebody wants, if somebody, let's say, is not big in the wine world and wants to understand where it's closer, it's much closer to a Riesling than it is a Chardonnay. It's much closer.
Because it's Germans.
German, and they're used to it, and they make it in the same way. In fact, they make, but a very small quantity Riesling. Remember, Riesling is more in the Mosel, more that
Oh,
area.
So just like to play around.
To make their own thing. And they always use this bottle because this has been centuries of this bottle in this Franken area.
Do they ever blend Riesling and other wines?
They don't. It's always really
Single
pure
varietal?
with it, single varietal. Great. This is a great wine to talk about.
It's nice. As I smell it, the nose like it opens up.
So people who don't want to spend so much more on a Riesling, which we understand.
I always tell people, you want to learn wines, you try new grapes.
Can't be afraid
I'm
to
learning
try.
every day. You know how many wines I've tried in my life, Ralph? But you always try something new. There's 10,000 different grapes out
That's
there.
why when I find exotic areas, exotic grapes
You
makes
love
it.
it.
In Italy, it's been great. I'm making Sicilian wine. We're making Italian wine.
You love these old
I love,
bottles, the
yeah,
old people that
yeah.
live here 800 years straight.
Their
in
whole
these
life,
There's
10
nothing like
generations
it.
of winemakers.
There's something. We Jews,
This
we move every
yeah,
500 years a different place.
This Wershing, 14. They have from 1600s. They have these wineries. I mean, you're talking about
This
generations.
is the first time they're doing a kosher run?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they
'Cause
really
I wanted to compare to an old one. I want
don't
even
have.
smell.
they don't have.
I would want to smell even the
I wanna make a new
non-kosher
one.
to see
I want to make a new one.
what happens to it.
I want to make a new one. We're gonna make a new one with them.
Beautiful.